Hi, welcome back to Small Talk Queens. I'm Megan.
I'm Kelly.
Episode 79. Just move that just a
79.
little bit.
How did we get to
go.
79?
I don't know. We did. I don't think I moved it at all. Fucking thing. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Pride Month still. Look, we got Gertrude over here. Gladys. Gertrude over here, and her. It's a butterfly, but it's also.
Yeah. This other one still looks like
Wes.
The other one still looks like.
She's a bee.
Pugsley.
Gladys.
Pugsley Adams.
Anyway, episode 79. If you're new, thanks for checking us out, and we have fucking foul mouths. If you don't like it, it's time to just scram now.
Wow.
And we don't have to hear about it. So thanks. So
big week,
but there's a lot going on. First of all, last week I forgot to mention, for Hollywood, of course, Hollywood deaths always come in like threes generally. But George Wentz died a couple weeks ago.
Who's that?
Norm from Cheers. So I forgot about that. But then also over the weekend, last week on Sean's graduation day, Brian Williams died.
Oh, he was 82.
From the Beach Boys. He had dementia, poor guy.
We had a lot of other things. I mean, he had like a nervous breakdown and some drug
issues. I mean, he had a lot of issues. There's a lot going on there.
But he's lived to be 82.
Right. He got a hold of the drugs. He got control of the drugs. He got a hold on his problem with the drugs. Yeah. But I mean, it was rough. So,
what a great musician and like harmonist and like all of these things. He has like all of these.
I'm not a Beach Boys fan. I know. I'm not a fucking Beach Boys fan. It's kind of up there with Phil Collins and Rod Stewart. It comes on the radio and I just quickly next.
Meanwhile, Rod Stewart is like 80-something. He was supposed to be out on tour.
He is on tour.
No, he's not. He had to cancel the tour. He's got like the flu or something now.
Oh, Joe, did you hear that? He canceled the tour. I'm really glad we didn't buy tickets. He wanted to buy tickets.
At least.
But I was like, I'm not.
At least like the first weeks of the tour, it's on hold because he's sick. Oh.
Well, he's old. Good luck to him. So, what else? Do you know that Brian Lynch died this year?
Did he do Twin Peaks?
He did do Twin Peaks, like a bunch of stuff, and I had no idea that he died.
Do you know I never watched Twin Peaks?
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
I was in high school when it was on.
That must have been when I was in
college
or something. I don't.
It was on Friday nights, I think it was. If not, it was Saturday nights.
Didn't it talk about Mulholland Drive?
I don't think so.
I just remember. Did it take place in Hollywood?
Twin Peaks took place wherever Twin Peaks is in the country. It's like out west somewhere, Washington or
I don't know,
Oregon. I mean, I think it was on like the Pacific Northwest. I don't know. Look, it was a long time ago. Joe and I tried to watch it a couple years ago, and I forget what the purpose of that was. Like he had never seen it. I had watched it with Mom. I don't know that I was in high school, maybe like junior high, but I remember like. It was on the weekends, the Friday or Saturday night. So whenever I was home, because usually I was at a friend's or had a friend over, was doing something. Me, the social butterfly, of course. So when I was home, though, or home grounded, I would watch it with her. And it was always weird and scary.
Yeah. Not
scary, but like weird, like crime-related scary. There was this bad guy. I used to have nightmares about him. Anyway, so Joe and I tried to watch it, but we didn't finish it. We didn't finish it. We were watching it, and I don't know how into it he was. Speaking of things, he's never seen Heathers.
Neither have I. Oh, the movie?
Yeah.
Because they made a TV show.
They did?
Yeah, like a couple episodes.
Well, and so what led to this was that
Heathers.
Over the weekend, on Sunday, while I was doing my colonoscopy prep, good times, we were looking for something to watch because we finished Slow Horses, which was fucking excellent with Gary Oldman. Oh, and Hollywood news: Gary Oldman he was knighted last week. So it's Sir Gary Oldman. I love him. Anyway. So if you've not seen Slow Horses, I don't remember what fucking channel it's on or streaming or whatever the fuck it is, but it's really, really good.
I think Gary Oldman must be hard to live with because he's been married like 4 or 5 times.
I mean, he's a genius, though. I don't.
I know, but
he's also he's very active. So maybe just being married to him is hard because he's never home because he's always.
Well, there's that, but I think he's like uber intense.
Well, he might be. I mean, he's a phenomenal actor. Slow Horses is excellent. You got the fucking awesome British humor, which I fucking love, and it's like spy stuff, which is cool. Whatever. Look, it's a good show. Anyway, so we were looking for a show to watch, and so we were watching. Those of you who are Dexter fans, I love Dexter. You never even fucking seen it. And you make a fucking noise. I know. Punch you right in the throat. I can't. Dexter is excellent. And for those of you that are not familiar with Dexter, Dexter is a serial killer, but he only kills other serial killers. He has a code that he follows.
So he's okay. It's okay that
It's okay. Yes, he kills bad guys. So it's okay. Because his father was a cop. I'll give you the background. I'm not giving anything away. And so he knew that Dexter had issues, and he helped him make up this code. And you have to have proof that they've done it. Like, you can't just like willy-nilly like, I'm gonna fucking kill this person. So there had to be a code. And so he works, the premise of it also is he's a forensic something
scientist.
Yeah, but he works does forensics for the police department in Miami.
Okay.
On the show.
Oh, he's busy.
The original show. And so he knows what's going on, and he's like highly intelligent, and so he pieces together, usually before the police do, when there's a serial killer, or like a bad guy that the police can't catch because they don't have like the fucking evidence. So they get away in court, but he knows that they did it.
Does it.
And so he does it. It's a fucking awesome show. You should totally watch it.
Is it gory? Like, I don't like gory.
You can get over that. He hunts bad guys, which is why I love him. Anyway, for the point of this,
it's not based on a true story.
No, fuck, it's based on a set of books. There's so the original series was years ago, like early 2000s, mid 2000s, whatever the fuck, like I don't know, a few years ago. So Joe and I watched the original series, and then there was a redo, like a reboot season the other year because Dexter, the original series, ended the fucking shit. It was like worse than the Sopranos ending.
Why do people
which
do
was
that?
bad.
Why do they do that?
I think the writers just said, fuck it, I'm done. I don't know what happened.
I think they all say just
but
fuck it.
But it really just jumped the last episode of Dexter in the original series just never should have existed. Anyway, it did. They did a reboot. It was okay. A lot of mixed, back and forth about it. But then last year, the end of 2024, I think it came out maybe like December or January of this year. I'm not sure. December of 2024 or January of this year came out Dexter. Joe, what's it called? Original Sin? Yes. Dexter Original Sin. And
what's this on? Netflix?
Look it up. I have no idea. I can't tell you anymore what things are on unless it's the BBC. And even then, half the time it's on Amazon. So I fucking know. Anyway. So
Too
Dexter,
many streaming things.
Right?
Too many streaming things.
So Dexter Original Sin, we binged it over the weekend while I was up and down doing my colonoscopy prep. Fuck that. And it takes place when he was like first starting out with forensics. And the casting that they did was so good that at first I thought they'd fucking CGI'd like the original cast to make them look younger because they really fucking nailed some of the cast members to look like the original members, only younger. But so...
Well, everybody says you have a twin out there.
Right? You absolutely have a doppelganger out there. Absolutely. The guy that plays younger Dexter fucking nailed it. I mean, the voice, the mannerisms, the look, it's fucking uncanny. Anyway, the guy who plays Harry, the father, is Christian Slater. And...
I like Christian Slater.
So we were talking about Christian Slater. I was like, whatever. It was like, I had a big crush on him when I was like a teenager, like whatever, whenever he became popular, which was during Heathers. I think it was like his debut, right? I think Heathers was probably his debut. Maybe. And then Joe had said he'd never seen it. So then we put on Heathers and we got like halfway through, but
Heathers is good.
I mean, it's fucked up. I like it. Look, I like it. We got as far as when they killed the two guys in the woods.
Yeah, I mean, it's not winning an Oscar or anything, but it was
good.
But
it became like a cult classic.
Yeah.
Which is... I need to like study up on that. Like ask one of my film friends, like how did this become? When I saw it once, and I never really liked it. I was like, this is fucked up. And I might have been just too young to really understand it. Then I saw it again at some point and like got more of like the understanding of like the darkness or whatever.
Won an award.
It might have. And now as an adult, I watch it. I'm like nodding my head. I'm like, yeah, I would have killed the bitch too. Like,
there's a whole
like I got what was coming. I mean, it's like
there's a whole bunch of movies that kind of run together at that time, like Clueless and Heathers and Legally Blonde came afterwards. I know they're like different. Some aren't. Legally Blonde is funny, not dark, but it just
Heathers is like almost like a not a spoof. What's the word? Like they take like the whole like popular girl and jock thing to like the extreme, and like.
Irony? No,
I mean, it is kind of ironic. Like, I mean, they like what happens to the whatever. I don't know. If you've not seen it, and if you know about it, like, look, send me an article about the movie so I can understand it better.
They made a musical out of Heathers.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Heathers, the musical.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Wait,
I mean, it's kind of dark. I mean, it's
Heathers, the musical, coming to New York City June 22nd.
For those of you that aren't familiar with Heathers and are never going to take the time to watch it. it's about a group of girls in high school and and guys too, like the jocks in high school, and this group of really nasty popular girls that are fucking bitches, and they get killed because they're assholes and they get what they really have coming because they're mean to other people. And I mean, not that anyone's deserving it.
It's based on the 1989 film.
Yes. So anyway, became a cult class. Anyway, the point of that was Christian Slater. But can I tell you how fucking old I felt then when we went on Heathers and we just watched current Christian Slater in something, and then we see Christian Slater from 1989, and I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking old. Like,
yeah. Christian Slater has aged well, though, I will say
he's
that.
aged pretty well.
Winona Ryder is in that.
Yes. Which she's in, the fuck's that show called? The new season's coming out. Stranger Things. That was a great comeback for her, by the way, because she had a little... I think she got, when she got in trouble for the shoplifting thing.
Yeah. I saw a great meme the other day.
A little bit of issue with that, I think. And then, I don't know how popular... I mean, she was very popular in the 80s and 90s. Late 80s, early 90s. Like, she was in that. She was in Beetlejuice. She was in... There's only two I can name them, but she was in other shit. Anyway, I love her in Stranger Things. Okay, let's move on.
She was in something with Johnny Depp.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah. Oh.
They might have all been by the same... I don't know, because a lot of the same people were cast in each of those. Like, a lot of the same cast members that were in Beetlejuice were also in Edward Scissorhands, I think. She was in it, and the woman that played the mother, I think, was also in it. The mother from Beetlejuice.
Oh,
who was
yeah. What
just
is her
recently
name?
in the other show that was big, that everyone loved to watch. She was in Home Alone. What the fuck's her name?
Oh, she was in...
She played Maura in... Shit.
Oh my God, Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek. Joe and I tried to watch that.
Love Schitt's Creek.
We started watching because it was so popular.
I love Daniel.
I love Daniel. We watched the first episode. I'm like, and we're just looking to them like, why the fuck? What is happening? I think it was either the second episode or the third episode where they were sitting at dinner, and she fucking slapped somebody, and I laughed so hard I like choked. So then I was like, okay, now I'm.
Mom and I watched it. Yeah, it was really good. It's really good.
We didn't finish season 2 though. I mean, it's cute. Maybe we'll go back to it. I don't know.
I gotta go back to Heathers because it's not just your like run of the mill stupid teen movie, although it is. But everybody should watch it because
really not for kids.
Well, it
probably gives teenagers a bad.
Not any worse than they really are, and they're probably
no. But when it was made, I'm sure it was. I'm sure more for teenagers, but it's not for teenagers to watch.
It went on to win the Independent Spirit Award for Best First Feature, and his screenplay Waters, the guy that wrote it, received the Edgar Award for Best Motion Picture Screenplay. It has since become popular and is regarded in polls as one of the greatest coming-of-age
by John Hughes,
films of all time.
John Hughes has a lot of fucked up shit.
Heathers has since been adapted into a musical and a television reboot.
I don't need to read it.
Waters wrote Heathers as a spec script and originally wanted Stanley Kubrick to direct the film. Yeah, out of admiring Kubrick's own black comedy film, Dr. Strangelove. Waters intended the film to contrast the optimistic teen movies of the era, particularly those written by John Hughes. This was not written by John Hughes.
Oh, it was not written by John Hughes. Okay.
But it was contrasting it with like Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles.
Okay. Right. I thought it was a little dark for him. But okay.
Particularly those written by John Hughes, by presenting a cynical depiction of high school imbued with a dark satire. That's the word we were looking for earlier.
Right, it's dark. It says dark. Anyway, okay.
Anyhow, it's good. You got to watch it.
Most people that are going to ever watch Heathers have seen it by now.
Maybe not.
And if you haven't seen it by now, you're probably not going to watch it. Anyway, okay, moving on. So, okay, Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. Also, piggybacking from something else. I forget how we... Oh, yeah, right. So, the zebra on the loose. So, as you on the Facebook page saw...
We got a lot of DMs about that zebra.
The article, right? So, they caught the escaped zebra.
Yeah, they airlifted
and they fucking airlifted it. Like, they get the same way they got those donkeys out of that canyon.
Yeah.
They airlifted it like a big sack.
Poor Ed. That's his name.
The fucking donkey.
Ed was Ed was living his best life for a week while he was on the run.
He was. He definitely was.
I want to know how you have a pet zebra.
Pet donkey.
How do you have that? It's a wild animal. Like, how did the guy not get in trouble that had it where it escaped from? Like, I don't understand. There are so many questions. This just has a lot of questions. I have no idea. Maybe I got it from a zoo.
A lot of unanswered questions. So speaking of animal antics,
who paid for the airlift?
Probably like the tax dollars of the county police or whatever.
I hope the guy did. Because it's
he
my
might
donkey.
get fined, but the tax dollars pay for like the air vac, thing or whatever. Anyway, animal antics. So there's some cool shit that happened this week. Well, so first of all, I was watching this thing last week. So that out in California somewhere, there's this company that does. I think I sent the article, and if I didn't, I meant to. That does like those ski jet things, whatever. Like, and they take a little jet ski thing out into the water, and this pod of dolphins and whales like put on a show. They were like swimming along with them. I don't know how many shit my pants a little bit just because they're so big.
Yeah.
That like, but I mean, dolphins and whales are friendly, and dolphins are even known to like help protect humans against sharks and stuff.
Not all whales are friendly.
Not all whales are friendly. There's a humpback mama, and they think the calf. So one was like 30 foot, one was like 20 feet. One was 30 feet, one was 20 feet.
I would be shitting my pants.
But they were like going up, and like the guides were like, we've seen them, but we've never seen like a display like this. It's like a once in a lifetime, and they totally just like put on a show, which I thought was really cool. There was that, and then this morning I read, I think we talked about this one other time.
I'm behind.
When I was teaching, I learned that there are a couple, literally 2 mammals that lay eggs. One is or was a duck-billed platypus. I don't know if it's still alive, and I forget what the other one was.
Oh my God, it's still alive.
Okay, anyway, well, in the mountains of Indonesia, some scientists like just found another one that they thought another mammal that lays eggs, and I forget the name.
Is it extinct?
They thought it was extinct, but they found some in the mountains, and now who knows what the fuck they're gonna do with them?
Probably. Did they call it a name?
I don't remember. They gave like the scientific name. It looks similar to a platypus, but it had like a long needle type nose as opposed to like the flat billed.
What makes you a mammal? That you have hair? Is that it?
You produce milk. You breathe air. And other than these couple of mammals, you give birth. Whales don't have hair.
And they're
mammals.
They had something.
You give birth, you produce milk, and you breathe air. Those are the 3 things that classify you as a mammal.
I've never seen dolphin or whale teats.
Somehow they feed them. I don't know. They produce milk. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, fucking Google it. Whale teats. I don't know. I mean, Christ. Anyway, okay. For the love of Christ.
There was a lot of animal stuff.
Also, so a local guy from Jersey. Jersey's on fire. Jersey's a fucking mess right now.
It's a wildfire.
Fucking wildfire in New Jersey. There was just another one before that. Canada's burning down. The world's going to fucking shit. Just run now. I don't know what to tell you. Everybody go to Iceland.
Wow.
Know, right?
Wow.
For the first time ever in the history ever, yesterday, Alaska, for the first time ever, had a fucking heat advisory because the world is burning. We're going to shit. I'm telling you,
it's burning. All right.
They hit a high of 85. I forget where, but that was a heat advisory for them because it's never that.
There
hot.
go our icebergs.
Yes.
Or glaciers.
And there goes a lot of shit. Look, that's a lot of science.
That's
stuff.
a lot.
But yeah, it's a lot.
That's really hot.
It's a lot.
I mean,
But Jersey. A guy from Jersey used him as he got fucking. I don't mean to laugh. I do laugh because he's a fucking idiot. He got gored by the bison. The bison in Yellowstone. I don't understand in this day and age how fucking dumb people are. I mean, there are signs. You see it on TV. Don't approach the wildlife.
I mean, sometimes...
You dumb fucker. He got what he deserved.
I told you, I love it because they also get fined. If they've done something they shouldn't have, they get fined as well as like an injury.
Right? You're gored. Go fuck yourself. You get a fine on top of it. Serves you right.
As they should. But because you've been warned, there are signs everywhere. You cannot say that you did not know because there's a fucking sign everywhere.
This is not wine, by the way. It's a frothy coffee, and so I'm just getting the froth to go around. I mean, honestly, like it's not.
So anyhow,
I think I'm drinking wine in the middle of the day.
You might be. So anyhow,
tempting.
Sometimes wildlife, no matter what park you're at or national park or where you are, your house, wildlife will come into where you're standing, so it's not really your fault. But if
the bobcat we talked about last week, that
got in a woman's house. Jesus.
Like the bear, I said earlier this morning. A bear was in someone's house, and the dog barking out in front. The dog went and fucking hid.
Yeah,
I mean, look, smart dog.
So anyhow, so sometimes the wildlife comes to you and you can't really do much about it. But if you're walking towards the wildlife, especially something that weighs like 1,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds,
fucking wrinkled.
You deserve to get.
You deserve to get gored. You get what you get, right?
You get what you get, and that's what you don't get upset.
Right?
You get what you get.
I mean,
you don't get upset.
The only people that are most normal about being attacked or mauled by an animal are people that are in the ocean and get like a shark. But the guy got bitten by a shark.
Speaking of antics, this little girl had her hand bitten off by a shark in Florida.
Fuck. I don't laugh because it's funny. I laugh because it's horrifying.
They were able to get the hand. She was in surgery for a very long time.
This is why I can't go in the ocean anymore. This is why I cannot go in the fucking ocean anymore.
I mean, she couldn't have been more than 8 years old. I forget. No, wait, there was something else.
Well, and there was also a gigantic bull shark. For those of you that don't know this, because Joe and I like to watch the scary shit on TV, bull sharks are the only sharks that can survive in salt water and in regular water. Fresh water. Regular water.
They often
so they go into rivers and canals and shit. Yeah, like from the ocean, like
I get in no body of fresh water.
And there was one in where was it? The Carolinas? Fuck, I don't remember. I think it was the Carolinas, or it was in Florida. I forget. It might have been Florida. But the world's largest fucking great white right now. They found it they saw it in the ocean, and it's making its way
up north.
No, it's going to the Carolinas. It was coming from
the Boston area,
Cape Hatteras or somewhere in New England, and heading down towards
Cape Hatteras is in North Carolina, South Carolina.
Okay, that's heading to look. It came from Cape something that's going to Cape something north to south. Anyway,
well, this is an antic, but did you know, just to confirm, that the Smoky Mountains, the Great Smoky Mountains, are home to more black bears per square mile than any other place in the U.S.?
Sorry, folks.
Now, someone set up on this Voyager Wolf project out in Montana and Wyoming. This is the cutest goddamn thing I've ever seen, and I'm going to show it to you. It is a mama bear with her cub. And
that cub is adorable.
Yeah,
look, I like the ones where the cubs are like.
Look, there's the
cute.
cub. Look, he gets the camera.
The cubs are like, and the mamas are like on people's like swings and shit, or like in the pool playing with the pool toys and like. I mean, that's just nothing.
I mean, I know, but it's him up close. He'll go away. Okay. Now, there is a reason when you see the bears on like
you smell good. What is that?
Oh, my Chanel. When you see bears on like your swing set and stuff, I mean, no wonder people like caught them and like put them in circuses. The dancing bear.
I need to know if the panda, which looks super friendly and fun,
they got some big ass teeth.
But are they gonna like maul you, or are they gonna just like hang out with you and like throw the ball? Like.
Now wait, and here's a bear in Maryland that he's going down the driveway with the garbage can on wheels, just so you know, plops it on its side and opens the lid, and then takes off
with the garbage bag.
So
all I could think was like, I mean, like what if you like mail in there and shit, like all your shit strewn all over the place.
You see the white bag going. You can't really see him. But all I have to say is this is in Maryland. All I have to say is that Connecticut,
in Frederick, Maryland, I have friends that live there.
Connecticut and Maryland are having a really big problem right now with the black bears.
They're gonna have to have a bear hunt.
They're like coming in people's homes now. They're being aggressive. They want some
probably
food.
Because like. The land that they live in is being taken away because more and more housing is being built.
And plus there's overpopulation.
And there's, as I was saying, with the homes being built. Look,
we're not talking about the grizzlies. We're talking about the black bears.
Right. Okay.
Can you imagine going out for groceries and coming home?
That's probably why I can't live in a place that has fucking bears.
And I don't know how they get in because you're supposed to lock your door.
You have to carry a gun with you like at all times.
But they're like, you walk in and there's the bear and the mama bear and the
baby
bear in the fridge. Like it opens the fridge.
I don't know.
Opens the fridge.
I mean, they don't.
I've seen a bear open the fridge.
I mean, how dirty are they too, tromping through your house like that? Like
they are dirty. You know, they're not wiping their butts. They're probably pooping while they eat because when they destroy somebody's car with food in it, there's always bear shit.
Speaking of pooping and shit, look, I'm gonna touch quickly on my colonoscopy. So I had my first one. Like, you know, you're not supposed to have them until you're 50, but like. Shit runs in our family.
Why can't you poop in the box?
You're not ever supposed to do that as your first one. I told you this, and you're not supposed to, and it runs in our family, so you have to like. Anyway, so doing my colonoscopy prep, right? Everything was fine, thank Christ. So I don't have to go for their fucking 10 years. So first of all, like, right? So you're supposed to like the 3 days in advance. You're supposed to
listen to the instructions.
Start your like clean eating, whatever. Typically, I do eat fairly clean, but. Friday night, we went to Sean had some friends over for his little graduation party.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
I mean, like, you know, like healthy meats. Well, I had fucking hot dog and I had some pizza, which I don't even normally eat.
They were kids, for God's sake.
And cake. And then, so the nurse called Friday afternoon to touch base with me. I said, I have a question. Every medical doctor I ever speak to. I read over everything. I have it, right? She wanted to make sure I have everything. I know what I'm doing. I got the Miralax and the Gatorade, mix it all together, whatever. Drink it all day Sunday, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but I see it says no alcohol 3 days prior, but I'm going to probably want to have a couple drinks tonight. Is that okay? I said beers, actually. She laughed. She's like, it's totally fine. She goes, really, they just tell you that because you're having, it doesn't influence the flush. It influences the anesthesia you're going to have Monday. So they just say no alcohol.
Oh, fabulous.
Prior, right. And it's just propofol, for fuck's sake. I'm just a little shot of something.
You know, little Michael Jackson
it was
medicine.
Supposed to be beer. But meanwhile, I switched. I got tired of beer because I got bloated. So I switched to the red wine. You're not supposed to have anything with like red or purple dye in it. And wine doesn't have dye in it, but it's still like very dark in color. And so anyway,
I'm sure that shit's
we're going to fast forward to Sunday. So you mix the Miralax with the fucking sugar-free, clear Gatorade, whatever, and Joe found the zero sugar, the cherry one that was not bad. Dumped out my water container, mixed it all together, good with a big old wooden spoon or whatever, put it in the fridge.
That sounds like Kool-Aid.
At 3 o'clock, you're supposed to take like 2 Dulcolax, and then at 5 o'clock, you start to drink half of the Miralax mixture, and at 7 o'clock, you take the other two Dulcolax.
This is a lot.
Here's what happened,
like
right?
to have things that
so
have
I
a
have
schedule.
it. I've screenshotted it so I can just keep going to it.
Jesus.
Well, what happened was you fucking called at 5 o'clock, and I knew something was supposed to happen at 5 o'clock, which was the starting of the drinking of the nonsense. But I looked at it wrong because the phone call threw me off.
Well, you
and
should be able to
do
2 things at once.
It said to take the other 2 Dulcolax. The Dulcolax were to be taken at 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock. Instead, I took them at 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. And then when I went back at 7 o'clock to like, look, okay, what's next? I'm like, fuck me, man. Fuck. And I'm sitting there, and one of my stomach's like I'm literally like, Joe and I are watching TV, he's like looking at me. It's like, all right. I'm like, my stomach is making some really bad noises, right? And so all that did was make it a little bit more aggressive than it needed to be. It wasn't as gentle as it could have been.
Did you wear a diaper?
No. So yes, I hustled fast. I mean, I was a lot of hustling. I was hustling. And I got like 4 hours. I had to be there at 6:45 in the morning.
I mean,
so
it's
like,
better than the noon.
Like I got into bed. I'm like, Joe, do you want me to like go sleep in the guest room so I'm not like disturbing you?
You should have worn a diaper to bed.
No. So I get to the hospital yesterday morning, right? And so all the whatever. She's like, nurse, how was the prep? I'm like, it was okay. I'm like, well, except for the fact that I took the Dulcolax 2 hours apart instead of 4 hours apart. So I think that made it a little bit more aggressive. She's like, oh yeah, that'll do it. She goes, but I did have someone that took all four at once, like together. I'm like, ooh. And she goes, yeah. It was rough on her, but she made it through. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Because the idea is that it gently does what it's supposed to do, to gently clean you out.
What happens if it doesn't clean you out? What happens if you go to your colonoscopy and you've not shit it out?
You're supposed to take an enema, it says on the directions.
No
or you call, right?
way.
Right? So I get there, right?
This
so
is TMI.
So I'm sitting there. I'm like laying in the bed, right? And they just have you like lined up in beds, like with a little curtain, between you.
Oh yeah, it's the bay.
And I was like,
the waiting
fuck
bay.
me. I like the whole back doctor thing was better. You have your own private room, like all the things, whatever. I'm in this bay. I'm listening to the guy next to me list off his 35 medications he's on. Yeah. And his wife is VP or something. I'm like listening to this fucking guy.
Privacy.
Right? And HIPAA's way out.
I was going to say, what about HIPAA?
They didn't say his name, but I saw him.
But it didn't matter.
And he's listing off like every medicine. And he can't remember what medicines he's on. He wasn't that old either. And like, when did you take it last? And like, she just listed medicine after medicine after medicine after medicine. I was like, whoa. He's on everything for heart disease, for fucking anxiety,
you gotta
for
feel
depression.
bad for
because I knew some of the meds. I'm like, whoa, dude, whoa.
You gotta
he's
feel
just fucking
badly
super
for him.
fucking wealthy and just can't handle it. I don't know. Look.
Oh my God, you're so rude.
I can't.
So rude.
So
it is hot in here. My face.
She wants me to pee in a cup.
Why? Why do you have to pee in a cup before you?
Only women have to do this, by the way.
To make sure you're
fucking pregnant. And what age does that stop, right? She's like, any chance you're pregnant? None, I say. When was the day of your last period? I'm like, last month. I'm like, and I had fucking twice last month too, you hoe. Because that's what
oh my God. Oh,
I didn't say it like that.
God.
What fucking perimenopause will fucking do to you. It's hostile about it.
Turn the fan on.
Go get the remote. I can't touch it from here. So, anyway. No, not that fan. The other fan. Sorry, folks. Just push the... Okay. Give me the remote control. For the love of Christ and all that's holy.
Wow. I didn't mean to interrupt your colonoscopy. Just gets hot in here. It's humid.
I don't know if it's on because that's blocking. Anyway, now we got the fan going. Sorry, folks, if you hear the very high functioning fan going on here at top speed.
Are these nunchucks?
Where was I? No. For the love of Christ.
Okay, you were talking about your colonoscopy.
I don't even know.
And the nurse, and you were talking.
Oh, so I can't pee.
Peeing.
Look, so those of you men that don't understand this, when women sit down to go to the bathroom, one or two. You often do both. I mean, it just happens. So, I mean, I've had mad diarrhea, right? Oh, and I'm like, she wants me to pee. I'm like, I can't pee in a cup. I cannot pee in a cup. And I've got nothing on me. I mean, it's been hours since I've had anything to drink. I can't pee in a cup. Okay, so they get me hooked up. She's like, I'll give you fluids. And okay. I'm like, so I'm sitting there. And then she's like, are you sure you can't pee in a cup? I'm like, well, do I really have to? And she's like, the anesthesiologist likes to confirm that you're not pregnant. I'm like, I'm telling you I'm not pregnant. No, we're going to have to wait an hour to take blood and do the pregnancy test. I said, give me the cup. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it fucking happen. I'm like, how much do you need here? Like, what are we talking about? She's like, just a little bit. I'm like, okay. So they unhook me, right? All they do is I have to take the IV bag with me. I've done that. I'm in a gown. I got fucking shit all over me. I got the thing is stuck in my hand. And here I go to the bathroom. Yeah. And I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, and I'm right-handed, but I got the thing in my hands. I'm trying to pee in a cup with my left hand. I mean, the whole thing was like I was fucking hostile. And all I could think about was like looking around the one bathroom, like, this could use a better cleaning. I'm like, really? Really? And then I went back. They said wear socks so they keep it cool. They offered me socks, but I'm like, I have socks. Now I'm in the bathroom in my own fucking socks. And I'm like, I got back to them. I'm going to need socks. I need socks. I need your socks. I'm my socks. Because I'm like, all I could think of was I'm getting fucking staph in here from this fucking bathroom. And I came home and took off all of my clothes and put them like in the wash and put on fresh clothes. Because I was like, also because when they gave me a bag to put my clothes in, they didn't give me a separate bag for my shoes. So my shoes are in the bag and I'd like roll my clothes up and put them on top of the bag with the shoes. Those shoes have been Christ knows where. I'm like, ew. Then, also, they put the fucking sticky things all over you, right, to check your heart, whatever.
So they left one on when I came home.
I wore a black sweater. So when I got home, it was chilly out yesterday. I took the black sweater off. I had a black fucking fuzz stuck, like, all over me. And I heard, like, an allergic reaction that was bright pink. Because where they stuck the needle in and wrapped it very tightly, I had this huge red welt from the fucking... Look. Anyway... And we had to have another conversation about the tattoo. So there I am, get on your left side to lay there. Okay. I'm like, by the way.
Oh, like, my God. You should just make like a little business card and hand it out.
I'm like, it used to say rock star, but I had back surgery and they went right through it. And so the Dr. Goldfind, I forget what his name was, and he's looking at it, Goldfried. And he's like, yeah, what does that say? I'm like, I think it says Rick Star. I'm like, but it used to say rock star. And then I went on to say how the R originally looked like a C when it scabbed over. And the anesthesiologist, her eyes got big. She's like, so your tattoo looked like Cockstar? I'm like, it did. And that's the last thing I remembered. Last thing I remembered. Till I woke up and I'm laying there. I'm like, oh my God, I have to go to the bathroom. And like I roll over. I'm like, I go to the bathroom. And the nurse was like, oh no, honey, just fart. It's okay. And I'm like, I start laughing. I'm like, no, I have to go to the bathroom. And she's like, I promise you, it's just gas, just fart. And I'm like laughing. She's like, people fart around me all day long. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's not just gas. She's like, just fart. I'm like, I can't. I'm not doing it. She goes, even so, you're on a pad. It's fine. You won't make a mess. I said, nope. Thank God I didn't listen to her because it was not just gas, FYI. Don't listen to the nurse. Don't listen to the nurse. It's like, oh my God. I did not shit on the bed, by the way.
How did you finally get up and get to the bathroom?
I waited till I got home and went and sat down to go to the bathroom. It was not just gas.
Oh my God.
Because she's like, as soon as you sit down to go to the bathroom, it's just gas. It'll just come right out.
No.
It was not just gas. It was like fucking mad diarrhea left over from the intense amount of fucking Miralax that I had. Look, I mean, who knew? There's got to be a better way. And like Joe kept saying, every time I ran to the bathroom, Joe was like, in this day and age, there's got to be like a better way to like clean you out than like 9 hours of fucking diarrhea.
Wait, the other thing is, what doctor says in med school? I want to be, what are they? A GI doctor that does the colonoscopies?
Yeah.
First of all,
proctologist. Either one. Why are you with people's assholes all day long with a fucking microscope or whatever?
Backtrack.
The camera.
Backtrack.
Let me deal with poop.
Backtrack.
What?
Sean had a lot of GI issues when he was born. Well, after, like, when he was a year, we found out he had a bunch of, like, severe GERD and stuff. But I was talking to a friend of the family's whose child is a doctor. Okay, so I'm talking to this person on the phone, and this person says to me, maybe you should find a new GI. And this person said, you know, it takes a special kind of person to go into GI. She's like, it attracts, you know, a certain personality, to which it was not like not the cheerful kind of personality that goes into giving you the colonoscopy kind of a thing.
Well, I tended to ask the guy yesterday, be like, so what made you decide to like
study people's
probe people's asses with a camera? I mean, I really wanted to like, I don't know. I didn't ask. I did not ask. But Anyway, I can't imagine. Yeah, even the nurses, I'm like, oh God, yeah, I can't. We were watching Dexter the other day, and he's a forensics guy. Well, he works in forensics, and like, he's in med school, and he was like cutting open a cadaver, and I'm like, you have to be a special kind of fucking sick to want to do this. Like, even be a doctor, like a surgeon. Like, can you imagine the average person? Can you imagine if I had to fucking cut you open for something? Like, you have to have like a darkness in you. No offense as a doctor.
No effect either. Like, you just got to be able to like
let me crack this fucker open and fucking I can't. Speaking of cracking people open.
Wow.
Do you know what spatchcock is? I spit a little, sorry.
Yeah, it's when you take a chicken and you like flatten it out.
I didn't know this.
So it's got the 2 wings, it's got the 2 legs. You literally like crack it down the middle and lay it out flat.
So I follow Jennifer Garner on Facebook. I love her. I'm like, why can't she be my fucking neighbor? Like, she's like the nicest person in the world, right?
She's from West Virginia.
She's from West Virginia, from a farming family, right? Yeah. She also does her own farming thing. I forget what it's called. But
I'm shocked she married Ben Affleck.
Her parents are like the nicest, like farmsy folk. I love them. So if you want like some delight in your life, follow Jennifer Garner on Facebook.
Yeah.
She interviews her parents, and she does like little like cooking shows that aren't like cooking, and she like makes she's a hell of a cook though, right? Like, she's on the one with her mom, and her mom's shucking corn with a knife, but she's using a china, like, cutting it towards herself, and Jen's in the background like, no, like, don't do what she does. So the other day, I clicked on one of her videos, and she's talking about this awesome grilled chicken that she makes, and her kids fucking love it. Like, they eat the whole thing. And she's like, but I'm really sorry, you have to spatchcock it. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
First of all, that's a bad word.
She demonstrated it, and she's like, I highly recommend if you can ask your butcher to do it for you, you should have them do it for you. But if not, this is what you do. She's like, crack the fucker open, cut out the bone. I'm like, oh my God.
I've never seen somebody do it. So you have the whole chicken, and you slice it, and
so you have the full chicken. And she's like, don't watch it. Like, blurred it. She was all like apologetic about it, but this is how you have to do it. She blurred it out because it's like raw chicken, raw piece, like, she's like, oh, like, what the hell thing. So you make slices on either side of the breast, kind of like where like the backbone or whatever it would be, like on the top of the. If you have the whatever, George, I apologize for this. Walk away. So you make incisions and you cut out the back, like the spine or whatever it is. And then she says to keep it if you want to make your own broth, put it in the freezer.
Yeah, it makes the best broth.
And meanwhile, she's like totally apologizing. And then you just fucking take all your weight and you fucking squish it down to flatten it. Okay. And then you lift the skin and put like the lemon and garlic and the whatever.
Ow, my hip. Folks, sorry, fucker. Trader Joe's sells the chicken already
spatchcocked.
Already with the lemons and everything. Comes in the vacuum sealed thing.
Nice.
Go to your Trader Joe's.
Okay.
Get the spatchcock.
So I'm watching this, right? And she's all apologetic and like whatever. She's like on the chicken, like all of her weight, like to smash it down. And I'm like, all I could think was like a heart doctor, like having to like break your fucking ribs or whatever, like get in there, like whatever. But I was like, I would never make this. I would never fucking make this just because I couldn't do. I don't like to handle raw meat, let alone. I mean, I had to cut chicken breasts like in half once.
This
to
is
stuff
why
them.
I buy was like, the thin.
No. But when you're making like a stuffed chicken breast one, I can't. Let alone fucking start doing that.
It's slippery, and I almost nail my fingers. So no.
It was fascinating to watch. Anyway. She's super cute, and like it's like a feel good. Like what you watch her, like you can't come out of it without like smiling, and like that was delightful kind of thing.
She's my BFF.
I know, right? I'm like, we would be friends if she lived next door. Speaking of neighbors, speaking of people that live next door, right? So here we are. Last week, I'm going to do this without names. So I've talked about my neighbors before, right? And we don't get along. So we had to have police involvement the other year. So Joe and I are out last week one night talking with a friend and mentioned the name of somebody who worked at the bar who worked at Sean's school, and I wanted to meet her. And then it came up like, how do you know them? And then it came up that like something about the brother's name. Oh, she said, oh, the brothers all work here at the bar that we were at. I'm like, wait, what? And so she said the guy's name. Let's call him Brian. Brian works here. I'm like, Brian. Brian as in Brian blah blah blah, who is the detective that was assigned to our case to deal with the neighbors. Joe and I were getting ready to leave. We just met them for one drink, and I was like, you have to introduce me right now. Like, what a small world that she is friends with this person, right? We were on a rooftop bar. We go downstairs. She introduces us and like says all these nice words about us and like our family and all these things, because she's like, Megan's dad was my softball coach, and her mom was my Girl Scout leader, and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, they're a lot like your parents. So, like, I'm glad that he knows that we're, like, nice, normal folks. So I put my hand out and shake his hand, and I say my name, and he looks at me, and he knows the name, but he's trying to place it. So I just said my address, and then he's like, oh, yes, yes, yes. Introduce Joe. We all shake hands. He wants to know how things are with the neighbors. I knocked on the wood panel on the wall to say that things are mostly okay. I told him about Switzerland, which he found amusing. And, of course, he... whatever. It was just, he's like, don't ever hesitate to call us. I'm like, I don't doubt that we're going to have to call you again.
Oh my God.
I just hope it's not anytime soon. Like, So it just, and I sound like, what a small, I don't think world. I said small fucking world. I'm pretty sure I kept myself like, composed. I think I just was like a small world. It's getting smaller every day. I'm like, it is. Mm-hmm. It is. And he went to Penn State. But he's like way younger than me. He didn't really look it, but also in my mind, I'm not as old as I am. Did he go to Penn State? He went to Penn State, yeah.
Oh, she never shared that.
So I mean, what is? Because I asked what year he graduated, and then he said, I'm like, oh no, I'm like, I can't do that kind of math right now, but I'm like way ahead of you. I'm like, and that was even after I repeated my freshman year of college, and he was like, we called that the victory lap. He said we called that the victory lap. I'm like, we called it like super senior, I think, but okay, I like victory lap better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
speaking of super senior. The Seaninator graduated on last Wednesday. A great milestone.
It was a great milestone.
Took a village to get him there.
He hugged the principal. He was like right near the end. It was great.
Well, because they do it alphabetically. So he goes up on stage. We're just glad he didn't blurt anything out. Okay.
I was trying to
So he goes up like this. Goes up like this with his hands way up, and then bear hugs the principal, to which you see the principal kind of like go backwards. The principal loves him.
My friends that were there, because her son was graduating also, said it was like the best part of the graduation.
Yeah. And then the school district emailed me and wanted to know if I had, actually a teacher emailed me because the district asked them if they had the picture of Sean bear hugging the principal, and I did
luckily
not.
I had a video, but Mom took full coverage photo-wise.
So I sent that to the teacher, and it made the school district graduation.
It was super
website.
cute. So what we were hoping for was that, so when Patrick graduated, and Joe, who used to babysit Sean a lot while Patrick had all the various things that you guys would go to. And so when Patrick was graduating high school, that's when Joe was
Joe was out of town.
That's what I'm going to say. Joe introduced the whole freedom, like from Braveheart, right? Speaking of vowels, he got disemboweled at the moment when he was like yelling freedom. So Sean likes to bring up the YouTube video, especially when he's all like wired and shit, and play the video where Mel Gibson yells freedom. So earlier in the day, before graduation, he was screaming that.
Influence.
He was screaming that in the front yard. So before the graduation ceremony,
he was wound up.
I texted him and said freedom. In hopes, I knew that the teachers, and the thing is that he follows directions at school, and then fucking where else he can't follow directions. I mean, Joe and I were sitting there looking at him like, the fuck? He just sits still for fucking 2 hours. I mean, he fidgeted, and he looked up and waved a lot, and thumbs up, and waving, and whatever, but he sat there with no outbursts.
Because I couldn't even sit there without an outburst.
I mean, Joe and I are having outbursts. I'm like, look at her fucking heels. Look at this fucking lady. What the fuck? Watching everybody, right? Police are walking by, watching to see where they go. I mean, look. And they have fucking... we had like a class president, a vice president, like a treasurer. They had a fucking what was it called? The executive
director.
I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was an adult about to get out.
So not only did they have the valedictorian, they had the salutatorian or whatever the hell, number 1 and number 2. Congratulations to them. And then they had the president of student council, the secretary, the treasurer, and then the executive director. However, the secretary spoke at the end of graduation. It was a little much.
It's a little much.
But
here's
there's their special speaker, their guest speaker.
Oh my God.
Was she is from the area, graduate of Radnor, and was an Olympic swimmer, and I forget her name.
I forget her name also. And now she lives in our hometown teaching swim lessons or something. Right. But I zoned out a little bit during that. I was tired of listening. I was like, I can't listen anymore. Yeah. It's a lot of talking. Let's just call the names. Christ, these seats
Thank God there were only like 280, I counted, in his class.
I know, right? I mean, how fucking long was ours? I double that, for Christ's sake. Anyway.
Yeah, we had 520 in my graduating
class.
It was,
well, also, so Sean had friends over for his party, and he got the gigantic blow-up house.
Let me show you the
blow-up water slide that he got last year. So last year, of course, I'd had my back surgery in March, and then in whatever month it was, July, I think, I tried to climb the fucker and I slid down it and then fucked up my neck, which took me to like a month ago to finish, fucking feeling better.
Imagine.
And a lot of money spent with PT Joe to get it fixed. So I sent PT Joe a picture of the water slide that morning. When you sent it to me, I'm like, here we go again. I'm going to try it. The thing is ginormous.
Ginormous. It's not, I don't really have anything there for scale.
So I thought, let me have a couple of drinks this year. Maybe I'll do better. That didn't help. I got up to a certain, like the same point I got to last year, essentially. But I have short legs, and the little rungs, I mean, they're like this big. Like they're not very long. If they were longer and thicker, you could get some leverage, right? Like a ladder. But they just stick, and they're fucking slippery. I mean, it's like bouncy house material, and it's fucking wet. So I got up there, and also I'm terrified of heights. So I got up there, and I'm like, now I'm stuck because I can't finish going up. And how the fuck do I get back down? And I was about to just like let go. I thought, well, I've had a couple of drinks. If I just let go, I'll just slide down. Like I'm gonna get hurt again. Like I don't want to do that. So I very carefully just climbed back down. God damn it! I was so certain. And then Sean went up and like woo, 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 like a fucking monkey, just climbed the fucking thing.
You have to be really agile. I don't understand.
I don't. Well, his legs are a lot longer than mine, which also helps. I mean, like my hips are still.
But all the kids went boom, 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 boom. Except for the one.
Well, no, because the one girl told me that she fell down it too.
Right, but she got up and went. But she has really long legs.
I mean, she's tall. Her legs are as tall as I am, for Christ's sake. So, yeah. Anyway,
the kids had a great time.
The kids loved it. I mean, they were. I got off and it was covered in fucking grass and was hostile and just went and got more wine.
Yes. Oh my god. So, the party was, with his friends from his class that graduated. And we, Sean all week was giving out invitations. We had an invitation made, giving out invitations to his classroom teachers and then like the entire gym department because that's who he hangs out with. So it was nice. We were fine, invite the teachers.
He wanted to have 400 people there, including the whole parking or a bus garage.
He wanted the whole bus garage there. Sorry to the rest of you that were not invited because you weren't either a member of the school or a kid. So at any rate, wanted to invite the entire bus garage because when he sees the buses, he just waves to them. I go, why are you waving? Do you know that driver? No, but that's what you do. You wave.
You wave. There you go.
Oh my god. So anyhow, he didn't get one over to the bus garage. Sorry, but he did invite his teachers and the gym department.
I don't think anyone from the bus garage is probably watching.
You never know.
Okay, anyway.
So and then earlier in the week, so he graduated on Wednesday. Monday, 2 days before his graduation, he had burned the roof of his mouth and had a blister and had texted me from school 5 times about the said blister on the top of his mouth, which I told him was a blister, but he wasn't sure. He thought it was something else. He thought he had a tooth growing and like some, I don't even know.
Jesus
Christ.
So
I quickly...
They don't teach biology in his class, apparently.
I quickly called the dentist and said he's got this sore in his mouth and they brought him in. Unbeknownst to me, when Sean got home, got, something to eat, and then we went out to the dentist, he took a party invite and wrote Dr. Wynn on it, because that's the
Because you're looking for a dentist in the area.
The nickname of his dentist, Dr. Wynn. So, and I go, what are you doing? He's like, I'm taking this to Dr. Wynn. And I didn't really think anything else of it. And we get there and he's laying down in the bed, or the chair, and Dr. Wynn comes in, he jumps up. He's like, here, come to my party, Dr. Wynn. And I was like, listen, because I would have hate being put on the spot. I'm like, listen, you don't have to. I understand. It's like a working day of the week. And he's like, well, I'll try, but I have, a prior engagement that I have to be at.
Everybody invites their dentist to their high school graduation.
Yeah. But I have a prior engagement that I need to be at right after work. Because again, it was a weekday they graduated. I'm like, don't worry about it. Really, don't worry about it. Well, don't you know, I'm standing on my deck. I guess we were cooking hot dogs at the time. And lo and behold, I look up. There's Dr. Wynn. The dentist came. Stayed for a few minutes.
And the lady who cuts his hair, because he had a haircut before graduation. He invited her.
Yes,
she showed up
again,
with the family.
Unbeknownst to me, because he sneaks this in, which I don't care. I just think it's funny. Says,
It
Sam,
is sweet. It is
Sam,
sweet.
I want you to come.
It's really sweet that those people came. It was
Sam,
really
I want you to come to my graduation party. Bring your husband, because I want to see his Firebird. Although the husband did not drive the Firebird because he's restoring the Firebird. I don't understand it. But Sam, we love it. Sam showed up with her husband and her 2 kids. We told her to bring the children if she was coming by after
She brought a baby. The baby was adorable.
Oh,
she gave the baby a bite of cake.
For the first time ever, the baby had cake.
The baby, because sugar is like crack cocaine. She put like the tiniest little like nubby in their mouth and the baby was like... right? And then like lost, like was like very impatient to get more and more and more.
And then when the cake piece was done, the baby like arched her back and was like
pissed off, right? Fucking wanted the cake.
So cute. Her kids are so cute. So anyhow, the dentist came for a bit, and so did Sam with her children and husband. And then Patrick comes in. He had work, so he came late. And
her oldest son.
Yeah, Patrick walks in and he goes, Why is my dentist and my hairstylist at Sean's graduation party? I'm like, because your brother invited them. He goes, oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I thought that was funny.
It is funny.
But they were very happy to see Sean, and Sean couldn't have been more pleased. I'm surprised we didn't invite the garbage men, really.
At one point, he was like, this is great. All my people are here. I'm like, it is great. It is great.
But then he was ready to be done.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm done. I'm like, well, you're having a fucking party. You just fucking sit there and the party's not over.
Shut it down. Right? It didn't go late. I mean, it started in the afternoon, but like when he's done, we did it in the afternoon because, of course, he gets tired in the evening, and we knew that he would be tired. But he was like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like the rest of us are sitting there.
Too bad for you to fucking sit here.
The parents, some other parent had just come to pick up their kid, asked them to stay a while because they got there late because their child was working. And he's like, I'm tired. Well, the other one friend went in to watch the Phillies game with John.
Christ.
And Sean's like pacing because he wants
to... shut it down.
He wants to go to bed.
The shut it down, by the way, shut it down. Joe and I had a party one night. Joe generally does the cleanup because I'm usually not in the position to do the cleanup.
Imagine.
So it's usually when I sit down and eat, because I often don't eat during the party, but then like afterwards, then I'm like annihilated. Like, let me stuff my face. So after a party, like last year sometime, it was like Halloween or something, I'm not even sure. I sat down in the kitchen and was like eating. And he was cleaning up, and he has his whole way of doing it. It also didn't like help because he has his method of doing it. And I guess I don't remember. I asked him if he needed help, and he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, shut it down, which he now likes to joke. Like I did a whole like, shut it down. And it was just the two of us with a
you gotta get the hand motion.
Right? Shut it down, right? So now we
she shuts it down.
Now when we're done with something, like that's like, and Sean does it too, like we're done, like shut it down.
Oh wait, I do have to mention something else about Sean's graduation party. So a friend of ours came by to, congratulate Sean. Ended up it was like a carnival ride.
Right, I thought that was great. Yeah,
took all the kids.
Loved it. The kids loved it.
In his restored,
it was a cool car.
Restored Jolly Fiat, which only so many were made.
Well, I only saw that because
very cool. Has wicker seats.
I was supervising the slide.
Thank you
with a drink in my hand.
Thank you for taking the children out for a joyride, because I don't think you had intended to do that, but ended up doing that.
He was a trooper with it. It was great. Yeah.
The kids loved it. It has wicker seats. It looks like, for those of you that are my age, and even not, because I'm sure there are reruns, Fantasy Island with what's that guy's name?
Yeah, I was too young for that.
Toto?
I've seen it. I know what you're talking about, but I don't.
The plane. Well, they used to drive this car. It was like an extended golf cart with like a thatched roof or like a sunroof or something, Oh my God, that's what this Jolly Fiat, you have to look it up. It's a classic car. They only made a certain amount, but it reminds me in a very cool way of the automobile that they had on Fantasy Island when they would pick the people up at the airport or boat, whatever they came in on.
Yeah, that was on late at night, and I was little.
That was on from 10 to 11 on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Love Boat preceded that.
I remember Love Boat. I love
Love Boat. The babysitter
on
used
the Love Boat.
The babysitter used to let me stay up to watch the Love Boat and Fantasy Island. And Fantasy Island got scary sometimes. That really...
There's like old shows I need to go back and watch.
And
they don't really have them on. They had Three's Company on all the time, which I thoroughly enjoy.
You know what was on prior to... Solid Gold, the Solid Gold Dancers.
I love that fucking Muppet lady. I loved her. I loved Solid Gold
Dancers. It was a little bit
like a Solid Gold dancer when I was little.
It wasn't a variety show. It had only songs, and there was like
hee-haw,
dancers.
but like it was like hee-haw, but with
professional dancers,
like modern music.
Right.
Like Boy George was on there, and I loved Boy George.
Right. Oh, I love Boy George. Can we do a movement?
We're gonna wrap this up soon.
Can we do a movement to get a variety? Let's bring a variety show.
I know they don't do that kind of stuff anymore, which is really. I mean, if they do, I don't know about it. I don't know that. I
want a variety show on main TV, one of the main stations, not something I got to stream, and an hour long where they've got singing, dancing, skits,
comedy.
Carol Burnett.
I love Carol
the Osmonds, Donnie and Marie. What were the other ones?
Why don't you write into somebody and tell them fucking do this?
No, there were a couple though. There were a couple variety shows.
I only
Laugh-In,
remember-
but that was before our
I
time.
remember Hee Haw and
Hee Haw.
Solid Gold, which wasn't even totally.
The Mandrell sisters had one. Do you remember the Mandrell sisters?
You're fucking older than me, and I don't know.
The
No, I've
Mandrell
heard of that, but
sisters.
I'm not familiar.
The three sisters.
I'm not familiar.
They all wore a dress, same color, same style, but it varied just a little bit. I love it.
Was it a variety show?
British. I don't know. You have to ask
that
for British
was
friends.
on late at night, like 11 o'clock.
Well, that was kind of improper humor,
not,
inappropriate.
It was not appropriate for a young child. Like women were like half naked and whatnot. But Dad would fall asleep in the living room
at like
on the
midnight.
floor watching
It was on
television.
right before the cable went out.
Right before the cable went out, and you had like the fuzz.
Back in the day.
And so I didn't always like to sleep a lot when I was younger. So after Dad would fall asleep, I'd creep myself down the fucking shag rug hallway quietly as can be.
That shag
and
rug
then sit down and just fucking watch Benny Hill. I didn't understand it, but it was comical to watch anyway.
Well, also our aunt, not that she watched Benny Hill, but our aunt is British, so they used to, I guess, talk about it.
Yes.
The guy Benny Hill also played in some movies. I don't know. Speaking of, I'm going to segue. Speaking of, we just watched, it's been a long time since I've sat and watched anything for any period of time over like
Sean's
an hour.
with the grandparents, so they had a little free time.
Yeah, he's there celebrating.
We're going to wrap this up. We're going an hour.
Yeah, so here's a new show. It's a docu-series. It's only 3 episodes. They're like an hour each. It's called, on Netflix, American Manhunt, Osama bin Laden. So you need to watch this because it gives you... It's not like Zero Dark 30 or whatever that was. And I know we've all seen other documentaries on the capture of Osama bin Laden. But this interviews the CIA agents that were on this. And it's very, very interesting. That's all I'm going to say. And it gives you a look at President Bush. He had some good one-liners. Like, it's the person telling the story.
I love W.
And he's like, that's what I fucking want. It shows. And then there's a picture of him in, like, his, president military jacket or whatever, ski jacket or whatever.
A lot of good memes from W.
Yeah. And a little bit of behind the scenes with Obama. With President Obama. You just got to watch it. It's really, really good. And it just came out on Netflix. It's just came out. Brand new. Really good. I love the interviews with the CIA agents.
We're watching Fluff right now. Not Fluff. I actually don't watch Fluff.
I thought it was the name of a show. It's like
no. We wrapped up everything we were watching. So we're watching. It's called The Devil's Hour, and we started it just last night. It was really cool. It's about this woman that wakes up every morning at 3:33, and she's having dreams, and it's like the same kind of repetitive dreams, but also she sees things. And we only got through like the first episode, I think, maybe the second. I think it was just the first. But she sees things that like are going to happen, but I think somebody else can see the same thing, so they prevent the bad part of the bad thing from happening.
Oh.
I'm not sure. It's kind of...
What's that on?
I don't fucking remember. Prime. I think Prime. I don't know. I'll get back to you. It was very good. It's like creepy because it's like the little boy like sees shit in the house. I don't know if he's seeing things that are going to happen or he's seeing spirits. I'm not
really
sure.
Scary.
And by the way, if you wake up at 3:33 in the morning, they say it's actually that very specific time, really between like 3 and 4 also, is if you wake up at that time that someone, like you have like an angel or guardian angel, it's not something demonic. It's like you're trying, like someone's giving you a message. Like it's like a message from like beyond, but not like beyond and like Annabelle's coming for you kind of way. Anyway.
Interesting. I didn't know
if you
that.
believe in like numerology and things like that. So
when the clock strikes 11:11, aren't you supposed to like
make a wish?
And make a
supposed
wish.
To make a wish. But I wake up a lot between 3 and 4, so I've researched that before because I don't ever remember why. Usually I think it's because I have to pee. So if someone's trying to send me a message, they're gonna beef up whatever the fuck they're trying to do because I'm not getting the message. I'm getting fuck. I gotta pee. Anyway, real quick. So I have book club. This is it, and then we're done. I had book club last week. My first book club, which was fun. And for that book club, I don't know if I mentioned it before. We read The House is on Fire, which was.
That sounds like a song.
It was a historical fiction book, which I like and don't like. I have trouble with the historical fiction every time. I have trouble with the historical fiction because, it's based on...
Oh, sorry. My finger's bleeding now.
Christ. Oh. Well, here's a dirty tissue. Here.
It's okay.
I think I don't want the dirty...
I don't want the dirty... I have a Band-Aid. I'll get it. Just finish your story. Finish your story.
It was a good book.
I cut my
You should
finger,
read
sorry.
it. I mean,
no, talk about.
How did you fucking cut your finger?
I pulled a piece of skin.
Well, then you got me deserved.
Can you tell us about the book? The House is on Fire.
It took place. It's about an actual fire with a theater in Richmond, Virginia, burned down. Did I talk about this the other week? I don't remember.
No.
It burned down in the early 1800s, and so the book takes place. It's four different like voices, like not 4 different like characters.
But it really happened.
The theater really burned down. Yes, and a lot of people died. And so they talk about some people that actually existed, and then other people who just, like, one was a girl, Cecily, who was a slave, who was there. But so I was, and that she was like my favorite character. Like I was really pulling for her because what happened was they believed that some people that were there were slaves. They escaped, and they think that. They pretended that they were dead to get away.
Right, well.
So I'm fully invested in her character. And then like partway through, I'm like, fuck this. I need to know what's real and what's not, which is usually what I end up doing with these. So I went to the back to the author's notes and read. So Cecily was a made up character about something that could have happened that they suspected it may have happened with people, but her whole life story was made up. So that chapped my ass a little bit.
That really.
But the other characters that were in there that they talked about were actual people. So it was based on real events, but then the characters were obviously embellished, and she used another book about the theater fire to help write this, plus like diaries and notes from other people. It was a very good book. It was a very good book.
And you actually read the whole thing?
I read the whole thing last weekend before book club.
Well, because some people go to book club and have not read.
No, I had read like the first, look, we were coming off beer week. There's a lot going on. We were away in May twice. I mean, there's a lot going on. So I'd read like the first like 30 pages or whatever. And then like last Saturday, we had a graduation party to go to, so I read some more, and then Sunday I read more, and then I was halfway through the book then on Sunday. So then last Monday I'm like, don't talk to me. I've got to read a half a fucking book.
No, I called her. She wouldn't answer the
phone. I'm like, I
can't.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not taking calls today. Look, I'm going to read this fucking book for book club. So I finished it that night. It was the night before. So, which was good though, because then it's like fresh in my mind.
Right.
So I can.
How many people are in your book club?
So not everybody goes all the time.
Oh.
So there were a lot of us. Next time, though, I need to sit away from the fucking snack table. Because I went into it like, I'm going to have a healthy week. Beer week's over.
Book clubs.
I'm not going to drink wine. I'm not going to eat anything. And then I drank a bottle of wine, and I had fucking,
the snacks are always good.
Well, the only seats that were left were on either side of the card table. So it was a circle with a card table, like, you know, like here. So then the circle went on around it. And the only seats that were open were on either side of it. Christine, I got to sit somewhere else next time. Look. So the brownies... which were bite-sized. They're like right, sometimes like leaning over.
The brownies.
Like, I'm grabbing the wine and repouring. I'm filling up my cup. I'm not filling it up. I like, you know,
putting the brownies in it.
But the brownies were like bite-sized. I'm like, oh, and there's a box of fucking chocolates. I'm like, oh, fuck.
That's a slippery slope.
Well, I knew they had the flat squares, so I knew those were the fucking toffees. And then so I'm like eyeing them up. I'm like half listening. I'm like, oh, look at that, the fucking toffee covered in chocolate.
Why couldn't they have that in school when we actually had to read the book and then talk about it in class? They should have had...
Sit away from the food. Sit away from the food.
Mrs. Gentry and Mrs. McWilliams should have had food. Mrs. McWilliams had tea.
I always ate in English class because I used to skip lunch to go out and get high in the soccer field. So I would, during English class, I would have my Diet Coke and my bagel.
Oh, God.
During,
well,
that
we
was
always
my lunch money that I was given because... in the 90s.
Did you hear this, Mom?
Cigarettes were fucking cheap in the 90s.
How much were
I
they?
could get a pack of smokes, like $1. I think I got like $2 for lunch.
Yeah, because lunch was like $1.
Right, so I could get a pack of smokes, and I could get a bagel and they had Irving's bagels at school.
They did.
So
they didn't have those when I was there.
For 50 cents, I could get a soda from the vending machine, or where I don't even know where I got the soda from. Maybe they had them in the cafeteria. I don't know. Probably the vending machine. So I got a bagel with cream cheese. I got a can of Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi, whatever they had, and I got a pack of smokes.
Pack of smokes.
That's what $2 could get you.
Smokes were not being sold.
I mean, this was also when gas was like 88 cents, for Christ's sake.
God, can you
remember that? I mean, $5 would get you fucking far with gas. Because I could get a pack of smokes and a couple gallons of gas and ride around for a couple days.
That was the thing. You know, when you're first learning to drive and you're a teenager and you don't have a lot of money, you go to the grocery store, you go to the gas station, you put $3 worth of gas in.
Yeah, I'm going day to day in that
and
fucker.
that gave you.
Do you know how often I would run out of gas? Because also I'm using my gas money partially on smokes. So this is why I had to like start selling my plasma, so I could like afford to buy my things. Yeah, I would run out of gas and then I have to like go like find Dad or like call from a payphone or whatever.
Knock on wood, run out of gas.
I'm like, Dad, I'm out of gas. I'm like during the day when I'm also supposed to be at school and I'm like running a quick errand and all of a sudden I'm out of gas, like abandoned on the road. I'm like, fuck. like hoof it somewhere to go call. I'm like, Dad, I'm out of gas, and I'm getting yelled at. He shows up
before you get
the hands me a $5. Right? I get $5 of gas. So
but you had to listen to the rant before.
I had to listen to the rant. It's all right. It's all
Dad.
good, right? And now I feel that fucker full, and I'm like, I hate it. Like I hate filling the car with gas. But what I get down to like maybe quarter of a tank, and then I fill it full. And then Sean like every week is like, did you take the car out today? How many times did you take the car out? How much gas is in the car? And I'm like, oh my God.
He's very concerned about the gas in the car, especially while you're driving the car. How much gas do you have? Do you need to stop for gas? I'm like,
I get
oh
it, though.
my God.
Well, when Joe's driving.
We've never been in a car and run out of gas, so I don't know where he gets this anxiety from.
We were on our way back from our friends in the mountains the other week, and I'm like looking over, and I'm like,
run out of gas?
No, but I'm like, don't we need gas soon? And he's like, oh, we're good. I'm like, what do you have? He's like, oh, like a quarter tank. I'm like, well, we're going to have to stop for gas. Like, we don't have to stop for gas. Like, we're absolutely. Also, because we need to get back here and get, like, showered and ready and changed and get into the city for our friend's birthday. So I'm like, we cannot be running out of gas. So I was a little, like.
Oh, that would have been funny.
Fuck. You know, like.
That would have been funny.
So, okay. We're past an hour. We got to, oh, it's 1:11. Make a wish.
No, it's only when it's 11:11.
No, you can do it too. When all the numbers are the same.
Okay.
Oh, fuck it.
I did.
Like halfway through it, I was trying to talk and think at the same time, and I can't do both. So, anyway, so thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we have any shout outs. Our friend Mark, his birthday is actually today, but
happy birthday, Mark.
It'll be past his birthday by the time we have this. We're taking him out to a beer dinner for his birthday, so we're gonna have a little beer dinner pairing. That'll be fun. So anyway, I don't fucking know. Have a great week.
Yes, have a great week.
Enjoy. Oh, and happy summer. It's summer solstice this weekend, and then and then the countdown for the lights starts.
And did anybody see the strawberry?
Oh my God! Yeah, the strawberry moon was fucking cool. Oh my God, it's so cool. It didn't look pink on our end, but it looked fucking cool. But yeah, so after the summer solstice, June, less and less daylight every day.
Yeah, the solstice is the longest day of the year. Let me smack you, because let me tell you, it's been cloudy. Meanwhile, I know we have to go, but. It has been like 77 degrees, so it's like March.
Like fall weather.
March in June. Well, you know.
It's humid, though. Really fucking humid.
Because it's going from 70 to now 90 with a real feel of 100 for later this week.
Yeah, summer's coming.
Thank you.
My least favorite season. I don't like the sweat.
The humid.
Our bedroom's fucking hot.
The humidity.
Okay. My hair's frizz. I blew dried it. Blow dried it? I blew dried it. I dried it today flat, and it's just a frizz. It's still fucking frizzy.
I didn't even use my flat iron because it singes my hair. I can hear it go. Tss.
You're supposed to put. I gave you stuff to put on it first.
I know, but it still goes. And then I can see like the steam. I'm a little.
We're also supposed to do it while it's dry, not while it's wet.
Maybe I put too much stuff on. Well, anyhow, I didn't use it today.
Anyway, all right.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Have a great week.
Have a great week.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.